Ladies and gentlemen, the world is decaying around us, and here we are, merely enjoying our existence one day at a time. And the Odd Ones Out just dropped a video talking about how he misses YouTube Rewinds. Now, the irony is, YouTube Rewinds were some of the most unanimously hated things on the internet, and I also miss the YouTube Rewinds for multiple reasons. On the one hand, if you remember, YouTube Rewind back in like 2018, 2019, the entire community really came together to shit on them. And YouTube actually did try to have some sort of personality instead of just being this completely corporate machine that just exists to copyright strike you falsely. So I do miss YouTube Rewinds, even though I acknowledge that they were absolutely awful, but I think that this is more than just missing YouTube Rewinds. YouTube Rewinds leaving means so much more for the actual state of YouTube as a whole. YouTube decided to absolutely throw away their personality and completely absorb the soulless juggernaut machine that they have ended up becoming. This is the deserved downfall of the YouTube Rewinds, watching them slowly decay and die into absolute nothingness. It's kind of ironic that the most disliked video on all of YouTube is, I think, YouTube Rewind 2018. So that's insane. I don't think I've ever reacted to an Odd Ones Out video, but I like his stuff, so this is exciting. I have to say, his nose is scary, and bro, these fingers are horrifying. Ladies and gentlemen, let's see what we got.
Guys, I have a brilliant idea. What if we do the In My Feelings challenge? What do you think? What's the In My Feelings challenge?
No! This is where their YouTube Rewinds were actually filmed.
It was that dance people did outside of their moving cars in 2018. That?
Yeah, I didn't even, what?
Stupid. I know! It's weird to me that YouTube Rewind
Crazy.
2018...
There it is, the 2018, the legendary YouTube Rewind that is the most disliked video on all of YouTube. To this day, I still look back at PewDiePie shitting on this YouTube Rewind with absolute glee. It was one of the most insanely cool moments in my experience with YouTube.
Came out over 5 years ago.
That's absolutely insane. Oh my God, 5 years ago since the YouTube Rewind 2018? Oh my God, that's crazy.
Which makes it old enough to be something to reminisce about.
Fortnite and Marques Brownlee. That's hot.
There's a fresh generation of iPad kids who don't get to experience the yearly tradition of coming together.
Of everyone coming together to shit on YouTube Rewinds. It was such a glorious time where so much would happen on YouTube over the course of the year, and then YouTube Rewind would happen where they're supposed to talk about all the biggest things that happened, and they would just talk about things that didn't get involved in any form of controversy at all, which ended up just being things that were completely pointless to YouTube Rewind. PewDiePie versus T-Series, and they didn't include that in YouTube Rewind. Bro!
Together as a community and watching the newest YouTube Rewind. And absolutely hate it.
Yes! Dude, hating YouTube Rewind really brought people together.
In case you all forgot, the website youtube.com used to make these celebratory videos showcasing all the important events
and what's so insane is, like, they did this because YouTube wanted to be part of the community. Seeing YouTube stop doing the YouTube Rewind is, on the one hand, the YouTube Rewinds got worse and worse and worse as the years went by and they became more and more pathetic and more corporatized. However, the tragedy of it was it made YouTube become even more soulless somehow. As soulless as these were, at least they were something, you know? Like here, look at 2017, the YouTube Rewind. They had all the slime videos, the fidget spinner videos. You got people in the community, not a single one that's controversial.
Memes that had happened throughout the year.
And then YouTube Rewind was the last one where they just made a Watch Mojo list and just disappointed the universe.
And all these YouTubers would get together and do a silly little dance, and everyone had a grand old time. And since these videos were
why is he doing this with his skeleton in his room? No.
Produced by the very platform you're currently watching this on, Rewinds would always receive
insane amounts of views, insane amounts of promotion, and an insane budget.
A lot of attention.
Yeah, fuck, dude, that's a lot of views.
Now, according to my memory, YouTube Rewinds were pretty well received.
Until 2017.
At first. But
yeah.
You see, as time went on, the general public and the YouTubers involved started to grow weary.
More than weary. Okay, let's really look at this for what it was. YouTube used to be this tiny little place for a lot of people that just wanted to make content for fun. All right, and then it became some massive juggernaut in the industry, and in the entire universe started promoting shit through YouTube. Once you got to 2018 YouTube Rewind, half of the people that they actually included in YouTube Rewind weren't even YouTubers anymore. It was like Will Smith, who was a famous actor that happened to have a YouTube channel. It was like freaking talk show hosts that were on television that just happened to have YouTube channels too. These were the people that they actually started featuring because YouTube corporatized itself and was so excited to finally be counted as some sort of legitimate platform for real celebrities. And that's what really started rubbing people the wrong way.
People were throwing around words like cringe and this isn't what YouTube
I mean, I still do that.
represents.
I mean, I still do that.
And that's that.
That's that.
That's that. And it all accumulated to YouTube's magnum opus, YouTube Rewind.
2018, the most colossal shitstorm of any YouTube Rewind ever. It was so legendarily bad.
2018, everyone controls Rewind.
Where they used to make believe that, yes, people control Rewind. This YouTube Rewind is in the hands of the community. Well...
Hashtag YouTube Rewind. Which is a video that was so universally hated that it holds the world record.
I'm still so happy that it's the most disliked YouTube video of all time. And I am so happy that they didn't, like, oh my god, I am literally so happy that they didn't, like, turn off the dislikes. I don't think my Nuxanor channel even existed at 2018. On Nux Taku, I definitely left a dislike, but we're gonna have to pull this up right now. Just for a second to drop a dislike on it on Nuxanor. There we go. There we go. Very nice. Can't believe they turned off the dislikes. Let's all take a vote of silence for the 19 million dislikes before they got removed.
For most disliked video ever. A record it will now hold perpetually because of the whole dislike thing. The audience wasn't happy, the YouTubers involved weren't happy, until finally YouTube snapped and was like, all right, fine, if no one wants it, we'll stop doing it.
Don't forget about 2019. 2019 was glorious because that's when they really said, you know what? We're just gonna make a glorified Watch Mojo list where we're just gonna put a list of the top 10 most viewed videos on YouTube.
Doing this as a favor anyways. And so YouTube discontinued the Rewind project indefinitely.
Dude, don't forget 2019, bro!
With 2018 being the last time we ever got a Rewind.
Okay, all right, he's definitely gonna mention it. He's teeing this up. He's teeing it up.
What about me, James?
You weren't a YouTube Rewind. You were a sad baby excuse. You were a... You should have been aborted.
How dare you even consider yourself worthy of being called a Rewind?
Holy shit. Oh my god. The veritas, the gravitas in this man's voice.
2019. A top 10 video? Really? At least 2011 had Rebecca Black hosting.
Damn.
Leave 2019.
Oh,
before
no.
I tell you the top 10 ways
Should have swallowed.
Now I'm gonna hurt you.
They should have pulled out.
So getting back to the actual last YouTube Rewind, you know, the one with the most dislikes in the whole world, if we skip to 3 minutes and 2 seconds into that video, we see, guys, let's do the In My Feelings challenge. Oh geez, that's me. I know I'm a little late to the party, but since we've all had enough...
No way! No way! He is having his vindication moment! There is no way! Oh my god! He just wanted to make an exposed video 5 years ago and he was working up the energy to make it. He finally got around 5 years later to make his video calling it out. That is way too funny.
Time to grow and reflect as people. I would like to finally share some of my thoughts and experiences working on YouTube Rewind 2018. The first thing I want to talk about is how none of the YouTubers
Bro got that Jake ass.
involved got any type of monetary compensation. At least none of the ones I talked to did. This was a big issue that a lot of other YouTubers had. And
wait, YouTube Rewind didn't, well, I mean, it makes sense that they didn't pay. It was like this big respect thing.
Their expose videos, but I personally was not bothered by it. Was I getting paid in exposure?
No.
Yes.
No.
In fact, I actually lost money doing this because I had to get my friend Rush to animate some of the scenes, so I, you know, paid him for his work.
Wow! Wow, paying for his work. What a world we live in.
But what I'm trying to tell you is that as much as I'm about to complain about YouTube Rewind, don't feel any sort of empathy for me, okay? I did this to myself. I think the best piece of advice...
Listen, I don't have empathy towards YouTubers unless I actually know them personally, because I always am living in this constant bubble of fear and manipulation where I think that everyone's just gaslighting me to get me to be emotionally consistent with wanting to support them. I don't trust a word that comes out of anyone's mouth, not even this guy that looks like a living sperm.
I could give you is that if YouTube ever reaches out to you and is like, hey, do you want to be a part of Rewind? You should say...
Yes, you should absolutely say yes. You get a clickbait-ass video out of it.
Let me read the script first. But I didn't know that in 2018. And I also didn't know that in 2017. If you look at YouTube Rewind 2017 and watch all...
It was also pretty hated.
All the way to the end, keep going. Right there in the credits is me and Jaden doing a floss in space. It was a lot.
That was beautiful. That was art.
Cooler back then. They also wanted all the animators to animate our characters in the middle of a jello fight, and I think they wanted to put our cartoon characters over footage of real-life YouTubers in the middle of a
But that would look horrible.
jello fight, but they gave us no direction, and I don't think they ever filmed a scene where they were like, okay, real-life YouTubers, remember to leave that spot empty because that's where the animated guy's gonna go. Because you know they gotta plan that kind of stuff out ahead of time, right? So instead, they just threw our unusable animated jello fight with no background at the very end as this extremely out-of-place post-credit scene.
Oh my god, that is incredibly awkward! Dude, I love when I hear like the behind-the-scenes random bullshit that YouTubers actually know about all this stuff that only they would be able to expose. That is so lame! Oh my god!
So 2017 was pretty uneventful for me. Like, yeah, I was in YouTube Rewind, but, you know, I was in the credits. Who's gonna stick around and watch the credits, you know? But 2018 was gonna be my year.
Yeah.
Rewind wanted me back, and this time they were giving me a speaking role. Holy shit.
That is so you are so lucky. Your reputation has been saved.
Line was going to be, guys, let's do the In My Feelings challenge. And
oh my god, dude. It's like so out of place. It's like literally word vomits of different random trends, getting YouTubers that had nothing to do with anything say it.
And then the YouTuber Swoozy, who would be in his real life human form, would say, wow, right? And then we'd fist bump Who Framed Roger Rabbit style. So do you remember that trend in 2018 where people were doing that dance outside of their moving car?
It's the Kiki,
well,
do you
apparently
love me dance.
That was called the In My Feelings
I did not even know that. I still don't know that.
challenge. Back in
The best moment in the YouTube Rewind was Jaden Animations sneaking in PewDiePie's chair because PewDiePie was basically being blacklisted by YouTube at the time, even though he was the biggest creator, just because he got into controversy. So the fact that Jaden Animations snuck in a YouTube Easter egg for a PewDiePie Easter egg in the YouTube Rewind, despite the fact that YouTube did everything in their power to ignore the fact that PewDiePie existed, that was the most epic moment in YouTube Rewind for sure.
2018, I didn't even know it was called that. I thought it was called stupid. Now, if you've at all watched YouTube Rewind 2018, Everyone Controls Rewind, hashtag YouTube Rewind, you might be wondering why after I specifically suggest we do the In My Feelings challenge, that not a single YouTuber or talk show host can be seen dancing outside of a moving vehicle. That's because YouTube...
That's because that's dangerous. I have gotten community guideline strikes on my YouTube channel for people doing like a flip, like reacting to a meme of someone doing a flip on a car. I've gotten a strike because it's putting yourself in danger with a motorized vehicle.
Didn't want to promote unsafe behavior.
Yeah, so they're gonna talk about the line because sure, that's something that happened on YouTube, but they're not gonna actually show anyone doing anything next to a car because that's endangering yourself.
So they didn't want to show anyone dancing outside of a car. So they weren't really doing the challenge then, were they? YouTube, if you don't want to promote unsafe behavior, don't...
Dude, I love how they animate his butt in every single shot.
Then, were they?
Like, bro, stay on that Adventure Time sauce. This is like every time Jake turns around.
Behavior? Don't promote the In My f***ing feelings challenge. Kids are still gonna look up the In My Feelings challenge and then
No one looked it up because it was such a random line and a throwaway line and such a huge... Listen, James, I know that you feel like it was an important moment because it was your thing, but no one actually heard that line and was like, oh, that probably is a thing that exists.
Watch multiple videos of people dancing outside of cars on YouTube. We don't want to promote unsafe behavior. It's on your platform, dog. You know, looking back, that should have been my first red flag, but I was still optimistic. I was so excited to be a part of this huge project, and I knew there were going to be a bunch of YouTubers involved, but I was going to be one of the few animated ones. I was going to stand out.
But Jaden stood out so much more with the PewDiePie Easter egg. I hope he mentions that, because if he doesn't mention that, I'll go show it to you. That was one of the most badass things ever.
I was going to be the odd one out. No one
he said the thing.
Handled animation in 2017. When they asked me to be a part of 2018, I told them, hey, love the line, but I think it would be a good idea if we met in person, you know, and that way you can show me everything you're planning and I can ask you all the right questions. And they agreed and invited me to visit the set the day they were filming Swoozy's line. So I was there, physically behind the camera when Swoozy said, right? And then fist bumped nothing. I got to experience what it was like to be on a real film set with actors and directors.
Wait, if he just animated himself onto it, why do you have to go to that?
Costumes and catering and makeup, and it was a lot, honestly, for just one line. And maybe it was because they had booked Swoozy for a full hour, but they had this...
What is this? What is this animated hand, bro? I feel like Odd1sOut animations have gotten like Eldritchian in scale. Bro, this is horrifying. This is the hand that you see on some poor girl's uncle on N hentai. Like, brother.
Beautiful man say, right? And then fist bump nothing no less than 50 times. It's one line, guys. I think we got it. And then after like take 87, my stomach sank when the director said, okay, Swoozy, how about you try saying, guys, let's do the In My Feelings challenge. Wait a minute.
What? No! After trying that 87 times, he flew him in. He wasn't even gonna physically be in the shot. They flew him in and they were gonna give him they were just gonna take his line. Corporate fucking overlords.
That's my line.
Oh my
Are we
God.
changing it? Which line am I animating now? Do you want me to do both, just like how you got Swoozy to do both? And what, oh, you'll pick your favorites? I asked the director right there which line was I animating, and he said he was going to let me know. And then we went...
Oh my God, that's insane. That is the ultimate disrespect. I am not surprised, but very disappointed. Very disappointed. Come on, YouTube. Bro.
outside and
how could the behind the scenes be worse than the final result? That's crazy.
film Swoozy dance in front of a brick wall, and which parts of him dancing was I going to animate my guy next to? He said he was going to let me know that too.
Holy shit.
So I took all the
That's disgusting.
information I learned that day and referred it back to the other animators. What they wanted were 2 shots. They wanted 5 seconds of our characters dancing, and they wanted another shot of all of us sitting around a campfire singing horribly. After doing some quick math, I realized that if all 7 of us animators did a 5-second dance, that would be 35 seconds of cartoons dancing, which for a YouTube rewind would be a lot of screen time.
True.
I had a sinking feeling that they weren't going to be using our full 5-second clips.
So they wanted them to animate 5 seconds when realistically they were just not gonna use all of that. That is so disrespectful. Oh my God, I can't believe it. Oh man.
And they didn't even let me know. Now, for my life-changing speaking role, I had to record my line on my own, which normally wouldn't be a problem. But in late 2018, I had just moved to California, and I didn't have my own setup set up. And to make the whole situation worse, I was only given 1 week to finish my animation and record my line.
Dude, why are they like this? Why are they like this? It's like, oh, we're gonna give you an opportunity. Now we're gonna fuck you every single stage of this opportunity that we're giving you, but it's an opportunity. You're welcome.
So, you know, the clock was...
And he ended up in the most hated YouTube video on the platform, right? Like, let's not forget the fact that this YouTube video ended up being, like, mega hated.
ticking. Now, I think the second best piece of advice I could give you is that if you're ever in need of a quick jerry-rigged sound booth, go into
under a blanket with a microphone. That's how I started, baby.
your closet and hide under a comforter. In fact, hello, real-life human James here, coming to you on a blue...
Ah! He has a face! I thought he looked like a little animated sperm all along. Fun fact, when I did my interview with Anthony Padilla, I did it the day after his. Like, it's kind of hilarious. I did it literally the day after Anthony recorded with James. So there was like Odd1sOut merch all over the place in the actual studio, in Anthony Padilla's studio, and I felt like such an asshole because like I didn't really bring him anything, and James apparently brought him like a truck full of like cool goodies and prizes, different plushies and t-shirts and pictures and posters, and I'm just like, I didn't bring you anything. I felt like such an asshole. So thanks, James.
Yeti inside of a bathroom. The acoustics in here are terrible. Could you imagine voicing a cartoon character in this? Guys, let's do the In My Feelings challenge.
Listen, in your defense, I don't think that would have ruined the video.
See, it doesn't work. Now. All right, and now we're here inside of our makeshift sound booth.
It works. This is literally how I used to record my YouTube videos. I am getting PTSD flashbacks because holy shit, it used to stink so much. I would be sweating, drenched in sweat, stinking like shit when I was recording my YouTube videos back in the day when I just started. I had a bad mic, I had bad acoustics, and I would just be sitting there under a blanket, sweating my balls off recording videos. You know what? Maybe Hassan is right. Maybe it is the hardest job of all time.
Hopefully hear the quality change right away, you know, like, guys, let's do the In My Feelings challenge. See, you know, we don't need expensive sound booths to have a good time. But back in 2018, I wanted the most important line in my career to be recorded in a professional sound booth. Luckily,
I would not have done that.
was in luck. You see, California...
Did he just say, luckily I was in luck? Bro, that's like the...
in a professional sound booth. Luckily, I was in luck.
Bro, that's like the Martian guy in Invincible saying, I was born at a very young age on Mars, where every 60 seconds a minute passed.
You see, California is one of the few places home to something called a YouTube space. A YouTube space advertises itself as a place to aid content creators, providing them with facilities to create content for their YouTube channels.
Honestly, that's insane. I didn't even know that existed.
And to access said facilities, you needed at least 10,000 subscribers.
That is bullshit. It's clout accessed. What?
A little weird they put a number on it, but I get it.
Weird.
I had just moved to California. I knew I was going to be hitting this place up all the time. When I first went to the YouTube space, I didn't call ahead or set up an
Dude, this is badass. What? I didn't know this was a real thing.
appointment or anything because there wasn't an option to do so on the website, but I figured they would have to help me out, right? The line I needed to record was
for YouTube Rewind.
for a YouTube Rewind, and you're a YouTube space.
Bro, why does she look like the lady from Monsters, Inc.? Sorry, Wazowski. We're not helping you. We're not helping you, Odd1sOut.
Like, Susan personally asked me to be here, you know? So I drove an hour to the space, I went inside, showed them my sub count, and they said that in order to use the facilities, I had to fill out all these forms on my computer back home. But
Wait, he had to go back home to fill out the forms? Ain't no way.
it's for a YouTube Rewind. Then I drove another hour back
Oh my god, this is horrible.
home and started filling out the forms, but by the time I got to the quizzes, I realized, I think this wild goose chase is probably going to take longer than a week to resolve. With time running out, I gingerly asked my new friend Aaron if I could use his setup.
Let's go!
And he said,
Friends, they're so strong. This... What would I do? Dude, I would just crash in Evanito's house. If I'd be in LA and I needed to record something ASAP, I would just go to Evanito's house and record something. Wait, didn't he move? Evanito moved!
said yes, and I didn't even have to show him my sub count. I mean, I showed him anyway, though. So
Of course. It was an excuse to show off. He wasn't gonna take
the
it.
line you hear me say in the 2018 Rewind was recorded in the Game Grumps office.
Dude, this line that you're like really hyping up a lot was, let's do the show your feelings challenge in the most hated video in YouTube history. Like, I don't know. He's so proud. I feel so sad.
Which I think means, at the very least, Game Grumps deserves to be credited in the description of Rewind. Come on, YouTube. They were the only ones who took me in when your own company turned me away.
To be fair, they probably had no idea that was a real thing.
The deadline was fast approaching. I mean, it was fast approaching as soon as I got it, but I've been in crunch mode before, and I'm sure the nameless video editors were just trying to hit their impossibly tight deadlines too.
Yeah.
I reminded myself what I was making all of these sacrifices for.
Hey, dude, true. I've never seen YouTube credit the video editors for their projects. Holy shit, those guys are probably getting slave wages without even getting recognition at all. I don't know why I'm just thinking of that right now. Doodle's in my chat right now, and Doodle he's one of my editors and a fantastic fella, and I respect Doodle all the Doodle damn much, okay? But like, I'm just realizing now, YouTube's never credited people that actually work on their video at all. Like, let's be real here. It's like, I just feel like they're like, edit this video or we'll just put you in the Starlack pit.
Everyone was going to unanimously love this video and what it represents, and look at my channel afterwards and subscribe.
Yeah.
December 6th, 2018.
Then it accidentally became the most hated video ever.
A day that changed history.
Oops.
It was raining that day, and the world was exposed to what YouTube had been cooking up. And they all collectively
Hated it.
hated it.
Oh, did I? Oh, did I? Oh, what a good time. Honestly, I was so wholesome the way YouTube came together for this one. Everyone on YouTube came together. I recently went on a tear rewatching all of PewDiePie's reactions to all of the YouTube rewinds, and how he redid rewinds with the meme edits. And it brought back like such a state of bliss for me.
Like, a lot. Like, to the
This isn't pre-watched, this is rewatched! All right, never mind.
point where I would be lucky if I didn't lose subscribers. I think the audience knew that none of the YouTubers involved had any say in the creative process.
Yeah, I don't think any YouTubers actually... The only person that I think got hate for YouTube Rewind, aside from YouTube, was Will Smith. Bro, that guy got memed to oblivion. Everyone else just kind of did their thing.
We were just reading our lines from
Jaden. Jaden fucking killed it. Holy shit, base Jaden.
YouTube script, you know? So at least I get to say I'm in the most disliked video in history.
Yeah, it's pretty respectable.
And no one's too mad at me.
I mean, listen, that's like what I say. Listen, I was trending on Twitter the other day. Yeah, it was because I was getting death threats, but like, I trended.
Right? So was all of this stress worth it? No. I got paid
Listen, you're making this video now. Every penny that you're making on this video is purely because of the amount of suffering you got.
exposure, and the exposure was overwhelmingly negative. In fact, I think
But all press is good press, am I right?
Rewind was only positive for one other YouTuber. Do you have any guesses?
Jaden Animations. Jaden Animations! Is he actually gonna mention it?
Jaden
Oh, let's go! Base Jaden, base Jaden, base Jaden, base Jaden.
motherfucking Animations pulled off the
ultimate Giga Chad pro gamer epic move of all time. I am still so proud that she's done this to this day.
biggest prank of 2018. One of the reasons people disliked 2018's
Because PewDiePie was ignored.
Rewind was because PewDiePie, the #1 YouTuber at the time, wasn't included. But Jaden, being the genius that she
Literal genius. The biggest flex of all time.
knew he wasn't going to be included again.
Because he was controversial.
So she snuck in a
PewDiePie
reference into her 5-second dance.
I told you, Jaden the GOAT! Jaden the GOAT! I was so excited when I saw this. Not to mention all the other PewDiePie references, but bro, this was such a massive, insane moment.
And no one caught it, and it made the final cut. Jaden was crowned the least cringy part of Rewind.
Least cringe? She was the most based part of Rewind. That was such a massive, iconic moment.
And everyone loved her, and she got a big boost in subscribers. And all I gotta say to that is...
Well, she didn't get the boost in subscribers from the Rewind. She got the boost in subscribers from PewDiePie's reaction to it. That's a kind of different thing.
Good job.
Good for you, Jaden. You were awesome.
Good job, Jaden.
Jaden deserved all that love.
You enjoying that cake and eating it too. Now, there are a lot of valid reasons why people disliked 2018's Rewind. One of them being that the video starts out with Will Smith.
Oh, dude, it's hilarious. At this point, Will Smith's biggest L was that he ruined YouTube Rewind. Ladies and gentlemen, the L's only continued. Slaps dude at the Oscars. Bros, man takes L after L after L after L.
Myth? He's not a YouTuber.
He made a YouTube channel. He uploaded YouTube videos, and YouTube was corporatized. Mega corporatized. 2018 was so hated, not only because they were taking people like PewDiePie and hiding them because they were relatively controversial, even though they were massive in the space and impacted the entire freaking channel. However, I think it's super important to note that by starting the YouTube Rewind with Will Smith really just goes to show the fact that YouTube cared about YouTube's recognition by the mainstream more than the actual community that was being fostered on YouTube. That's why YouTube Rewind 2018 was so overwhelmingly negative.
But they didn't seem to mind when 2016 started out with The Rock and 2017 started with The Colbert Show, but whatever. And I don't know if you remember what YouTube was like in
2017.
2018, but it was in the news a couple of times.
Yeah.
You know, over a few small things.
Yeah.
However, with all of that being said, I do genuinely miss YouTube Rewinds. Getting to wake up and go, wow, it's December and a new YouTube Rewind just dropped. I'm gonna watch it. And then I get to see a handful of YouTubers I recognize do a dance and not recognize any of the other YouTubers.
True.
And then I get to see the rest of the internet's reaction to it. It's better than Christmas for me, even if it's the cringiest video ever.
Oh, that's hot.
We still all watched it together.
True. Honestly, it like literally so wholesome. When PewDiePie made his reactions to YouTube Rewind, I was so excited.
As a community. And I think that's what I miss the most. When YouTube felt more like a community.
I'm with him 100%. It really brought YouTube together. Right now, YouTube is mega fragmented. Every niche is kind of really just floating around on its own, with so much drama and hate between so many people that just use YouTube for some sort of monetary clout instead of just making content that they love and getting along with people because they like to. At this point, YouTube has been optimized to the point that the best performing content does not feel like personalities anymore. It feels like it's AI blended hype moments just kind of strung together in some sort of relatively cohesive story that's probably faked half the time and just done in order to get clicks for children, where it's kind of insane to see all that happen over time, how YouTube really doesn't feel like a community at all. But this was a really good video, James. I agree with you completely. I miss the YouTube community when everyone on YouTube, just by the fact that they were a YouTuber, they got along.
As long as it's not a top 10 video, I welcome back YouTube Rewinds with open arms. And if they do make a comeback, I don't think I'd want to be a part of them.
The funny thing is, I can't see YouTube Rewind ever really coming back, just purely because I don't think they would know what to do with YouTube Rewind. Aside from Mr. Beast, someone who's like actually universally known, I feel like even the biggest YouTube creators in niches aren't known by anyone in any other niches. Like, it's actually crazy. So you have people like, let's say, Oompaville, okay? Oompaville has over 5 million subscribers on YouTube, right? We do our podcast together, it's awesome. And I'll talk to like another VTuber about Oompaville and they'll never hear of him. And I'm just gonna be mind blown. Like, how could you be, like, you watch my videos. How do you not know that Oompaville exists? And that's because they are purely in the VTuber realm and they just aren't aware. Like, they're just not aware of other people necessarily. And then I'll talk to Oompaville about like other friends of mine that are massive YouTubers. And they'll be like, I have no idea who these people are. And it's like, how is that possible? It's just the internet has gotten so big and the algorithms have gotten so good. And people have optimized their content so much for their own niches that there really isn't a YouTube community. The YouTube community kind of died when PewDiePie got outgrown as a YouTuber. Like, the reason why I look back at PewDiePie versus T-Series as like this monumental moment on YouTube, and then later Mr. Beast passing PewDiePie, is because that war was a war of the personalities and the community versus the war of the corporate overlord machines. And the second PewDiePie lost to T-Series and T-Series actually passed him, I felt like that was a pivotal end to an era on YouTube. And right now, YouTube is mega fragmented. the strongest, most appealing content right now on YouTube. I know you're gonna hate to hear this, but it's AI generated supercar top 10 videos. It's like incredibly pasty cringe. And sad as it is to say, I missed that good old days of YouTube. The good old days when YouTube used to be a community together, and we really did come together to hate YouTube Rewind. So this was the really deserved downfall of YouTube.
Not because I got burned in 2018, but because I wouldn't want to rob another ignorant YouTuber of the once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to be taken advantage of and work for free and be a part of history.
Wow.
For now, we just have to live with the 9 rewinds we do have. But if you're like me and are just dying to see more YouTube Rewind content, and I know you are because you're still here, I've discovered a pretty massive Easter egg.
Oh,
in the
shit.
description of Rewind 2018 is a link to see all the Easter eggs.
What?
And for your viewing pleasure are 13 brand new shorts that I can only describe as skits that were edited together with existing Rewind footage.
Huh?
I don't think that's what an Easter egg is.
Huh? There's no way YouTube did that. Why would they do that?
They're not that funny and are pretty hard to watch, but isn't that what Rewind's all about?
No, Rewind is not about not enjoying it. Rewinds are about shitting on it together with the homies.
Have a good night.
That was a really good video. That was such a good video. I like the Odd Ones Out videos. Bro makes good shit. What can I say? Bro makes good shit. Bro just makes shit that's good. And I miss the YouTube community. And it's kind of really annoying and sad to see YouTube taking advantage of animators, just like everybody else taking advantage of animators. Kind of wild, but that's how the cookie crumbles. Thank you for joining, and stay weird, fam. If you made it to the end, click one of these 2 videos, which also will definitely get me canceled. See you live on Kink. Stay weird, fam.